all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there.
But Thomas Bryant's jockstrap, get him out of here!
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back! They snatched that chain, boy. Get back! What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back! We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back!
Hey everybody, welcome into the Big Factory on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Ryan Tyler. He's Jack O'Rourke. He's Nick Padone. He's Rob Watson. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Today is a beautiful Thursday, September 18th, 2025, 10 a.m. on the dot, ready to start our morning. How we doing today, fellas?
Guys, it feels like October. I know it doesn't actually. I know we're not totally there yet. And there's a couple games to make up in the wild card race. I know the Tigers still got 4.5 on us, and Scooble's going today.
About the wild card, it's about the division.
Is it about the division, Rob? Are we declaring that right now? Are we staking our claim? Are we staking our claim? I fucking love it. Let's do it. Why not us? Why not us, Ryan? That's my message for the day.
Nick, what are you doing today? What's up, dude?
Not much. Got stuck in a little traffic on the way here, but
Yeah, me too. What happened for you?
I
on
don't
your
know.
side?
I don't know. Just log jammed, and then all of a sudden set free. So
Kind of like Jerome Ford in the backfield.
Yeah,
Can't really get
kinda.
around
Kinda.
anyone.
You're looking for that big.
Because I want to say, because I got fun stuff to do today. I'm going to the driving range, and then I'm seeing the new Jordan Peele movie tonight.
Oh, him?
Yeah, I'm going to tap in.
You'll have to let us know. That's about football, right?
Yeah.
You'll have to let us know how it is.
Patrick
Rob,
Mahomes
you've taken
simulator.
quite the liking to golf.
Yeah, I've been having fun. I need something to do to like be active.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot less painful than basketball got to be. Even though I'm the most healthy I've been in a while, I've been enjoying doing that too. But golf has been real fun, bro. I like swinging the club. It's real calming.
I've never seen you play, and I'm horrible. I'm not a good golfer at all. You just can't let like bad play upset you. That's my problem. It's like I'm out there to have fun. I'm out there to be with my friends on a golf course. And sometimes I get frustrated because all my friends are pretty good golfers. All my friends are pretty good golfers.
Want to do good.
And sometimes I feel like I slow them down. But, I mean, it's fun to get out there.
Rob, I feel like you could make a testament to the mental midget that I am golfing and how we're going to have to work on that moving into the 2026 season.
I was going to say, I think I do good at that, just knowing that I haven't put in the time to be good at it because I know how much time I put in to be good at other things. But I felt like that too. Like I went golfing when I went to that wedding in Toledo with two of my two of the boyfriends of my girlfriend's friends or whatever, and they were both insane. And I thought I was slowing them down, but usually the people are just happy to have people golf with you for real.
That's true. Jack, the Big Rig. I know we're not a fan of the nickname. Does it again, though. Cleveland Guardians, they beat the Detroit Tigers again. 4-0 final score. Gavin goes 5 innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. The bullpen takes it from there. How about that 9th inning for Bo Naylor, Jack, giving them some insurance? Kate Smith goes 1-2-3 to shut it down. Just 2.5 games back still of the wild card. You didn't make any ground there. But you did make some ground in the division race, 4.5 games back for the AL Central. You do have, I believe, 4 more games with Detroit, or 5 if I'm not mistaken. Jack, you talked about it a little bit in the intro, but it is possible. Guards-tober baseball is very possible.
And one of the biggest takeaways for me from the game, and it's not even a major thing, is I'll go hoarse in my voice saying this day after day, is I think Eric Zabrowski's doing an amazing job in this bullpen. He came in when I believe it was either Junis or Festa, I forget. I think maybe Festa got in a little bit of trouble last night, and he looked excellent. Just like the way he had like his breaking stuff moves is incredible. He did a great job against, I think Ibanez came in to pinch hit, and they had another right-handed pinch hitter, Jones, came in against him, and he got them both out. Like, it's just so crazy that they find a way to win every single day. The lineup looks different every single day. There's practically 6 AAA hitters in the lineup every single day, and somehow they just keep on finding ways to win. George Valera stepped in the lineup last night, hadn't really played in a couple of days, got a nice RBI. Like, most guys are contributing, and that's really all you can ask for at this time of the year when you don't really have a superstar past Jose Ramirez. You just have a bunch of spokes on the wheel.
Are we gonna start respecting the nickname, the Big Rig?
No.
Never. But he's been balling.
No, the athlete's awesome. I don't think it was even. We were Gavin Williams guys, Nick, at the time. Nick is the one who incited our hatred of the Big Rig nickname, I would
Nick,
say.
what did you like about it?
I just don't think that anybody really calls him that. Like, I think it was manufactured. It was forced. Like,
It is also, no one gives a fuck about
Industry
hockey. I'm well aware of that. But there's like one of the most famous players in NHL's nickname is the Big Rig. So like it's someone else's nickname. Like, I don't know.
and
I don't
it's like,
it.
yeah, he's the biggest pitcher on the staff, but
But is he? If you include the relievers too, like Hunter Gaddis is bigger than him. If Sam Hentges is healthy, he's bigger than him. Tim Herron probably is about the same size as him. He's a big dude. Like, he's not that much bigger than I know. He's a big dude. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
Let him have his brand. Just let him be the Big Rig.
I'll call him if he keeps pitching like how he's been. We could call him whatever we
I'll
want.
call him Sandy if he wants me to call him Sandy.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right, well, before we dive any further into the Guardians, let's go live to our big play score correspondent, Jason Banky.
What?
Live from Aruba, talking about our Cleveland Guardians.
Back here, your correspondent for the Big Factor Show, live in Aruba again. And what a huge win by the Guardians last night. 2 in a row against Detroit. Let's go for that sweep, baby. Bust out the brooms. Gavin Williams looking like a Cy Young winner right now. Let's go. Keep it rolling. Let's get the sweep tonight.
Man, if that doesn't get
double finger gun.
So you had the double fingers there. My only suggestion, APJ, you did a great job across the board there. I do think we want to make sure we're not in a canal. You know, I think we went a little bit too far to the side. I think of more of a side to side type of motion for a sweep. But yeah, gotta go
like
for it
the
today.
broom? I thought he executed it with perfection.
I think the shooter McGavin was the play of the day.
And what a huge win by
that's
the
good right
Guardians
there.
last night. 2 in a row against Detroit. Let's go for that sweep, baby. Bust out the
bad
brooms.
sweep motions,
Gavin
bad sweep
Williams
motions.
That's a
looking
canoe.
like a Cy
Bad
Young
sweep
winner
motions.
right
He's
now.
going down the Suez with that
Let's
thing.
go. Keep it rolling.
It was
Let's
aura
get
farming with the kid on the boat.
He was catching up on the double celebrations.
Oh, guys.
That is
I love
just
APJ.
he's the best. Is there a better guy at big play?
All right, Jack, 4 games left you have with the Detroit Tigers, 4.5 games back in the AL Central. Now, this gets interesting because obviously we're rooting against the Red Sox to win games because they hold the wild card above us. But what would be interesting, Jack, if they can go ahead and sweep out the Detroit Tigers, win all of their remaining games against them? It'd be interesting because Detroit at the end of the season plays Boston. Could we then flip? There'd be a scenario where we're rooting for the Red Sox to actually win?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, I think if we are in a spot, Ryan, where they're playing and either way a team losing a baseball game is going to help us get in the playoffs, then we're in a pretty damn good spot based off where we are right now because you got to handle Texas before that too. But today is a big one. I mean, I really do think it's not crazy to say that whoever wins today's game this afternoon is going to win the division.
Wow.
I think no, dude. I mean, if you listen to Tigers discourse, the way players are talking in post-game interviews, their fans like Chris Castellani, who I'm a fan of, one of the best Tigers
creeping up.
coverers, I guess, influence. I don't even freaking know what he's called.
creeping
But
up.
they're talking about the boogeyman that we talked about all week long. Like they feel this thing with the Cleveland Guardians that there is some way, shape, form, reason, or spiritual being that prevents the Detroit Tigers from beating the Cleveland Guardians when baseball games matter more. And there's nothing that has come out and proven that wrong. And so I say if you can find a way to go out and beat Scuba today, this is like their Kerry Bonds one from 2 nights ago. That hey, let's go fucking bury him. If they can't bury us today, who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and it feels like the Guardians kind of smell blood in the water
Yes,
a little
they
bit.
do.
Like the they've played motivated baseball really for the last month and a half. But I mean, in this series specifically, they know that there's a path. Like that's the piece of this is those guys in the clubhouse, like they do a great job blocking out the noise. You know, we hear that all the time when we talk about the Browns. Okay, in a situation like this, it's impossible to block out the noise. You know that you're pretty much already in the MLB postseason, and you know that all of these games matter so much. So I think the Guards smell blood in the water, man. I really do. And I'm going to be glued to the TV in the office at 1.
And those were both like just such playoff atmosphere games. You could even tell like the Detroit fans, despite their lead in the division, like really rose to the occasion of what that kind of environment felt like. Like it truly is playoff baseball already. Like obviously when you're a couple games out with a week and a half to go, you're always playing playoff baseball. But it also, there is something to be said too, Nick, that you kind of just mentioned. Like if you can find a way to sneak in as that last team, no matter who's on our roster, no matter if we had a 72 overall roster in the show, if they did team overalls, we are the team no one in the American League wants to play if we find a way in.
You know, Jack, let's talk about Bo Naylor. Riding a little hit streak. Obviously got a clutch hit in the 9th last night to give a little bit of more cushion for the Guardians. He's been coming up in a big way. And also shout out Andre Knott for insulting fans' intelligence for the 10,000th time in his post-game interview with Bo Naylor, but that's besides the point.
What do you say in the post-game interview? I didn't catch it.
Something about fans not understanding that bullpens are taxed. Typical Andre. That's
Gab
okay, though.
Gowdy.
Yeah, no
confirmed
one
ball
doesn't. Fans don't understand. What were you saying, Rob?
Gab Gowdy confirmed ball nowhere on Bo Naylor.
Yeah. She came on the Big Factor and said All-Star Game appearance, right? I mean, I don't know. When you're in a position or a sport like baseball where there's only there's a premium of guys in the league, Ryan, who are going to go out there and have even a 700 plus OPS or a 650 plus OPS, like you're okay with a guy who's solid defensively. Like Bo Naylor's great at framing. He's had a couple of big throws the last couple of nights. I think 2 nights ago specifically, he got a big out at second base. Like you really can't ask much more of a catching platoon, as dumb as that sounds sometimes. Like even Austin Hedges, like if I would have told you he was going to play 50 games, hit 4 or 5 home runs, keep his OPS above 400, we'd all be like, you know what? Yeah, he did his fucking job. That's fine. He'll bring the laughs. He'll be a good meme on Twitter. Like, well, for what this team is and the lack of options in the upper minors that were ready to go at any point this year in catching, and the lack of resources we were willing to move on to go out and get a catcher, I'm fine with what we got.
Dare I say, potential Lakewood Truck Park playoff shows.
It's not dead till it's dead, right? Like you're as and
What do we say to the god of death?
Said that
We're back
it's
today.
not today.
Not today.
And
Tarek.
We said that like even all throughout like the 10-game losing streak, and then like after that they rebounded and they were within 5.5 games, and then they fell all the way off again. And the one caveat that we always threw out there, as mad as we all were about the guards, is that you can't cut them out until it's mathematically dead. And as of right now, they still have a mathematical chance, and that mathematical chance increases with every win and every Detroit loss. So bring it on again today.
It's kind of like, in a way, Nick, do you remember Baker's first year when we didn't make the playoffs? We went 7-8-1, I believe. But you remember when, like, week 13, we were in that in the hunt graphic? How cool that felt. Just like the Cleveland Browns competing, right?
We were
That's where
in
the
it for a
Guardians are right
while.
now after that losing streak. Like, the fact that they're in the hunt right now is something.
Well, a place you can't compete because they do it the best is Fairway Ford. Got to
Damn
tell you
straight.
about our friends at Fairway Ford.
Amazing
Fairway
place.
Ford, Ohio is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks, and they won't be beat on price by any other Ford dealer. Don't let a short drive to Canfield, Ohio prevent you from saving literally thousands of dollars on your new dream vehicle. Over 500 vehicles in stock on their lot for you to peruse. Again, make that short drive to Canfield. It'll be well worth it. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing and same hometown level of service. Scan that QR code now or go give the website a visit, fairwayfordohio.com. One more time, that's fairwayfordohio.com. All right, well, a team that doesn't have a postseason chance, and we're 2 weeks into the season, is our Cleveland Browns. Jack, what do you say we do a little Cleveland Browns mailbag?
I'd be honored, guys. Okay, so a couple of questions here submitted by Cleveland Browns fans, right? So, do you believe a front office shakeup, guys, would be more likely to happen after the 2026 season compared to this offseason when Deshaun should be gone and the cap is more appealing to outside external options coming into coach?
I do think that is, no pun intended, a big factor that not a lot of people
Roll
are
credits.
talking about. If you move on from Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry right now, it might be slim pickings trying to find the next guy. And listen, like, there's only 32 head coaching jobs, 32 general manager jobs in the National Football League. Like, if this thing completely crashes, they will be able to find somebody to be the general manager and to be the head coach. That whole thing will get played up a lot as we get closer to the end of the season, whatever. But I have thought about that a lot, Jack. It's a good question. I do think 2026 would probably be more appealing.
Because if not, it's we're looking at Barstool Gruden, right?
It could
Probably
be
some people.
could be more appealing, but I still think it's very appealing next year if they choose to do it this year. You got 2 first-round picks. You have a very talented defense. You got possibly, a bunch of rookie class that might be full of all hits almost. And then, offensive line will still be a huge concern and everything, but obviously you're bringing in the GM. He's probably going to get more than 1 year. You come in and then, going into your next year after you have your 2 picks, you're going to have all that cap space open up the following season. I think you could easily sell someone on a 2 to 3 year deal to come in and see what they could make happen of a roster in a situation that's been decimated but still has promise.
I wonder if the Browns would elect to go, which route would they elect to go? Would you go kind of a hot shot coordinator, which we've seen be a popular trend, or do you go kind of the retread? Do you go a Gruden, right? Do you go somebody a little bit maybe old school that's going to bring the energy, a little more proven? I know it's been a while, but a guy who's been there, done that. That'll be interesting. But my question to you guys also as well is, I know oftentimes regimes, they come and go in terms of head coach and general manager together, but is there a scenario at all where you could see them retaining Stefanski while firing Barry or vice versa?
I feel like here's the thing about this. Right now, I want to be careful with how I say this. When Haslam fired Hugh Jackson and then again in Freddie Kitchens, it was such a dumpster fire behind the scenes. That's the difference here. And I'm not trying to shill for the Browns when I say this. It's not a dumpster fire behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, everybody gets along. They're moving in the right direction. They truly believe in the game plan that they have put together. Now, whether the fans believe in that or not is a completely different story. But in the Hugh Jackson days, Hugh Jackson, there were reports that him and Todd Haley would go days without even speaking. there were reports that like him and the GM, him and like the football management people were just on completely different pages. So I do think the Browns with Stefanski and Barry have accomplished effectively what they've been looking for in their head coach and GM, and that's stability and responsibility behind the scenes, that there's not going to be all sorts of infighting. That's why you don't see a lot of leaks with this regime. That's why you don't really hear what they're up to, what they're thinking. They're not panicked. They're unflappable. So I don't know, like, I don't know that they get fired this year. I really don't. Like, while we've seen this movie before, and of course, they got to win games, because if they just win 2 or 3 games, it's going to be really hard to sell to anybody that they deserve to be back. But that's a topic for later in the season. And I do think that there could potentially be a world where it could be one and not the other. I do.
I always think about this with and this is kind of a dark turn, not meant to be, but you can think of like guys like Jerry Jones. Like, let's call it for what it is. When they hired like Brian Schottenheimer, I'm like, how many more cracks is Jerry Jones going to have at trying to bring Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl? Now, Jimmy Haslam's not as old as Jerry Jones, 71. But at some point, you've owned
How
this
old is
team.
Jerry? 77?
That's a great question.
He's that young?
Jerry Jones?
I thought he was like Queen Elizabeth.
He's 82.
Oh, he's 82.
He's 82. So
you
he's
had
up
me
there
on 5 years.
He's
Jack.
up there. So 11 years younger for Jimmy Haslam. But like you've taken over the team since, what was it, 2012, I believe. You've been over a decade. We're coming on almost 1.5 decades, 15 years. Are you going to be patient enough and have faith in Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Barry? Because while we criticize Jimmy Haslam for a lot, but a lot of people kind of give him, you've learned from your mistakes. Sometimes you have to buy into these coaches and give them time. But how much more time are we really going to give these guys to where you feel good? Is it really the players are the issue? Is it a coach?
Where I'm at,
Right, because I mean, they're the one. That's the thing.
It's going on
right?
6 years.
People
bro,
will
and we're
complain
talking about the same stuff. It's the same stuff. And if they don't start, I know Jimmy. At the end of the day, I know what he really wants to see. He does want to see a Super Bowl, but one thing we just haven't been able to consistently do since he's been here is score points. Preferably, I think he wants to throw the ball too, regardless. But if they can't start scoring touchdowns, I don't see how Kevin makes it. Andrew, maybe. Don't really think that's the best idea either, because I think that's something that could be possible.
You think that's more likely?
If
one's gonna stay, it would probably be Andrew over Kevin.
I just don't.
In my mind.
So why can't you?
They
just,
do.
Why can't you just tell Andrew Barry, like, give him a role? Crunch numbers, bro. We need a football guy.
Yeah, go beat Depot and hang out in Napa Valley.
He's like the president of football. That would be a crazy demotion. That whoever they bring in wouldn't want to deal with that.
Guess what?
Like,
people who suck at their jobs get demoted.
Rob, to your point, remember, this is his second time through the organization. They really like him. They really pushed Kevin Stefanski. Remember, Stefanski was hired first. They nudged him in that direction of Andrew Barry, who was available with the Eagles. So, yeah, keep that in the back of your minds that they really like this guy. It's his second time through here. And to Rob's point about, like, it's year 6, the counter argument that's out there is, like, through 2 games, you've outgained your opponents. You're 0-2. That just means that the players aren't executing, right? That means down the stretch, the players aren't performing. Well, who's responsible for bringing in those players that aren't performing, and who's responsible for coaching those players up so that they do perform and they can close out games? Like, that's the thing here is at some point, and I don't know when it will be.
Maybe excuse every year
Jack,
for the player.
This one question opened up quite the can of worms. Maybe it's
there's more cans in here too.
Maybe it's this year, maybe it's not. But at some point, like, the piper needs paid. Like, at some point, somebody is always held responsible.
It can't be.
Head gets lopped off every single time.
Baker was hurt. Then the DBs can't communicate. Then the next year is Deshaun's suspended, and then Deshaun needs to shake off the rust. And then it's a transition year because we thought Deshaun could compete, but the O-line sucked and we didn't have enough weapons. And now the next year, but our quarterback's in the next draft class. You can't keep pushing that down the line every year until someone has to take responsibility for it. And every year there's some new undisciplined thing that with the team, I don't know. At some point, someone's going to have to pay up for that, and they're going to move in a different direction.
Guys, I actually love this question. How many current offensive linemen will be starters on this team next year?
Hopefully 0. No, I'm just being brash.
Going 1. Give me Wyatt Teller, but they're going to need 4 new guys probably.
I mean, he's tradable.
Maybe the center could stay.
Jack Collins tradable
Is
too.
Pochich on
Conklin's
a,
only one besides DeWanda, I believe, who's here past this year. I think the other 3 would have to be re-signed.
Okay, yeah, give me 0 then if it's
But
only
you
Conklin and
can't,
DeWanda.
like, I can't
Teller,
imagine
Jenkins,
retooling
co-
all
like, the
5
entire-
offensive linemen.
dude, and with
Teller,
what,
Jenkins,
what
What
cap
do we
Antonio
do?
Pochich
space?
are off
Antonio
free agents.
retires. We could probably get some value for Teller. Pochich has been really bad. DeWan's not a left tackle. Maybe they move him back to right tackle, and Conklin's been
I'd like to
injury
see
prone.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
punting on this question. This question
It's
sucks.
bad. It's really.
It's. I mean, that's scary. Like, dude, like you could seriously
the line
see a
is
path.
at 0.5. The
could
line
be
is
0.
actually at 0.5 players to be back next year.
Here's the best scenario, and Matt
That's-
Montana kind of talked about it this morning, is if the Titans are poop and Callahan gets canned, maybe we get his old man back.
I don't know,
Yeah.
bro. Maybe.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Okay. This one is really, really funny,
Trying
actually.
to sell ourselves on that.
You could only turn so much shit into wine, man. I don't know.
Can you name 3 good reasons Browns fans should be emotionally invested in this franchise until wholesale fire changes are made?
To be emotionally invested
What is
in
Zach
the team
right
is
about
just-
that?
No, I believe.
3
mean,
reasons
'cause we're-
fans should be invested in the franchise. I would say.
sickos.
It was like Judkins.
I would say.
number 1.
Yeah, reason number 1 would be this year's rookie class.
Sunken
specifically.
cost fallacy. Number 1.
That's probably that's up there. Like the
Is
fact
that you've been in part of it this long, why leave now? It could only get so much worse. That's the only thing I could say.
yeah,
And then we drafted a bunch of rookies. That's 2. What's
Yeah.
3?
3 would probably be holding on to some sort of hope that until
Miles
wholesale
Garrett,
changes are made.
Until
I was gonna say.
wholesale fire changes are made.
I was gonna say holding on to hope that like in 2029 when they open
2029.
when they open Brook Park that they're gonna want a
You
good
know
product.
what I'm seriously, because as these older fans like continue to grow in age and the unfortunate cycle of life happens, like what young fan, like I ask the kids like when I do training and stuff, like who's your favorite football team? Nobody says the Browns. Like there's gonna be an age out of like the actual fan base if they never start to put a good product on the field.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need
It's shocking
many-
it's not us in the first place.
I'm telling, we're the like youngest fan. When I pull up to the stadium and it's not a kid that's like being forced to go that also isn't wearing like a Lamar Jackson jersey or something because they actually like watching good football. Like I'm younger person at the stadium. Like every time I go down there, like they got to start finding something to get new fans because I think it's gonna seriously start to weed down.
That's why they drafted Shador, bro.
Okay, next one for you guys. This is a great question, actually, because I think you could go. I don't think anyone's going to give a wrong
on
answer.
great questions. These are
These are
painful.
singers.
Yeah, no, they're very painful, but this might be the most painful. We could all give a different answer here and all be correct, just to let you guys know ahead of time. What is the worst offensive position group on the Cleveland Browns?
Jeez Louise. I mean, quarterback.
Yeah. Most important position in all of sports,
Is
and
it,
you don't
though?
have.
Dude,
it.
I think it's got to be a receiver. Or maybe
I
it's
was
a
gonna
line.
say O-line.
It could be.
Yeah, I mean, you could say O-line, you could say receiver. you could-
Receiver though, it because.
and then
it
before
could be
Judkins'
receiver.
emergence, and it's only been 1 week, you could have said running back.
Yeah, no, I'll give the running. I'd say running backs probably our best position group. It's them or tight end. And I'm giving running backs flack
They're both
because
2 out of 3.
we can't see what they have to do, what they offer because we can never block for them, and then the passing game never sets anything up to have to respect it, so they could load the box on rundowns. It might be receiver. It really might be. The O-line is right there.
I'm giving it quarterback just because of the importance.
Yeah, and that you've dumped so much resources and so much like time and mental strain into that position, and you still have nothing. Like I think that's the most embarrassing, and also. Hate to do this because we just had this conversation yesterday. When you traded for Deshaun, you thought that the quarterback position was going to be able to elevate some of the other deficiencies on the roster because you had that franchise guy that could elevate the play of his offensive line, that could elevate the play of receivers, and obviously that just didn't happen.
There's a lot to be said. Mary Kay said that the 4-man quarterback battle was a huge mistake. I think there's a lot to be said on that no one really got better because they spread the reps out so much. The guy that got the most reps is no longer on the team. And the dude that was actually really getting the least amount of reps because he wasn't practicing most of the time is now the starter. So when you think about it, it was kind of ass backwards, but here we are. So
The Browns, the Browns are so sad. I would take 2 on my team.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a number of I'm going to write for Browns on SI at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow. Think about in the National Football League this week,
Yeah, 'cause
like
Mac
week
Jones,
3,
I would've took.
how
We had
many
that
backup
talk.
quarterbacks are going to start? I'm going to
I'd
rank
take
Joe
Browning.
Flacco
I want
amongst the backup.
Trey
I'd
Lance,
take
bro.
Rattler. He's been throwing the ball down the field.
Trey Lance.
Amen. It's a lot of people I'd take, bro. I don't know. It's bad vibes out here, bro. Bad vibes.
It's so
New Jersey
painful.
Sunday though.
Yeah, new helmet.
Here we go. You can actually see the reveal down here at Burke.
Wait, real quick on the jersey on the jersey thing, right? Because yesterday we talked about with it being hotter out, still warmer days, whatever. So did you guys hear? Did you guys hear what DeJuan Jones said at practice yesterday? He said he wasn't dealing with dehydration or cramps, and it was a coaching decision to pull him out of the game for heat related
So then why
reasons.
did he lie to us about that? Why did Kevin say that? Is he
Just trying to protect.
He's probably just trying to protect
No,
him.
bro.
yeah.
If he played bad, he played bad. I mean,
I know. I'm so sick of this bullshit.
Yeah, bro.
What do you want Kevin to like? I don't. That's
Say
where I
you
guess
took him out
took him out
because he's not
I'm
doing
fine
his
about Kevin not airing his
job.
shit out publicly.
That's
I'm so fine about
that's
that.
your fucking job as head coach.
And I looked.
Well, no,
I
handle it in the locker room.
dropped the
That's
PFF
fine.
grades in the chat last night. He was
PFF
90,
doesn't know
He
shit.
dropped 90. Yeah, but you can't be that bad in everything.
Yeah, no, he is right in
90
everything.
of
That is
94,
serious.
93 of 94, total rank 92 of 94. Your best
His run
one, you're
block
like
is a
75.
All the Browns ever try to do is like spray Febreze on a piece of shit. It's still gonna stink.
They're ranking him as a third string tackle. Do you get that? There's 2 tackles and there's 32 teams. So at best, if you're gonna be a starter, you gotta be 64. They got him in 90.
Real quick before Jack gets into our next question, I want to read you guys the overview on DeJuan Jones, his draft profile, real quick, and let me tell you if this checks any boxes. Massive right tackle with rare length but limited athleticism that impacts his consistency. Defenders accustomed to winning with power will need to switch up their approach against Jones. His physical traits help cover up some of his athletic deficiencies, while his power can be better unleashed with accurate hand strikes and a run scheme tailored to what he does best. The former high school basketball standout has decent slide quickness in protection, but is unable to find his feet when attempting to match inside counters or stall out gaming fronts. Jones is a work in progress with holes that will have to be covered up with scheme help, but he should become a starting right tackle if he maintains the proper playing weight his team desires.
But I think one of the main strengths they just talked about, power, I haven't seen this year since he's lost that weight. I watched Shamar Stewart ragdoll him. And Shamar Stewart's like 250.
It was his first career game, by the way.
Like he absolutely just swung him to the ground.
You shouldn't have a welcome to the NFL moment from somebody that's
push.
playing his.
People are talking about him being on College Station.
Also,
2
they
months
said
prior.
right tackle, and now all of a sudden he's supposed to be playing the hardest position on the line on the left for a statue. I don't know. They're setting the kid up to fail. He's not playing good, but all around you're just a lot of bad stuff. Good, bad decision, and you put him out there and you get what you get. Third string offensive tackle play.
Yeah, and it was a lottery ticket. You took a gamble on a dude with a
proved to be
massive
solid
frame,
at
and he
right
was solid
tackle.
in his rookie season.
At right tackle.
Yeah.
Why did we
It was a
move
lottery ticket, and then they tried moving around.
Jed or DeJuan?
What's Jel's up to right now? Or yeah, what's Jed up to right now?
Out the
He
league.
said he's just getting healthy, going to take the year off, and then he'll monitor his interest this offseason.
All right, guys. Jack.
Got a good question for you.
Another one.
Oh, you have
We
another
got
one.
more.
Well, it's partially a question.
boy.
The Ross Tucker football podcast, NFL insider Emery Hunt joined the show a couple of days ago, came out and said that he thinks Shadur Sanders and Cam Ward, grouped them together, are better than any quarterback coming out in next year's draft. What are your initial thoughts? Do you guys think there's any chance that Shadur, who was a 5th-round pick this year, 6th quarterback in his class to go off the board, is better than every single quarterback that comes out next year?
No.
Unlikely,
no.
but that quarterback class looks bad. Like, I think he's accurate saying that with Cam Ward. Like, if Cam Ward was still in college, I would be saying, like, everyone would be, like, top pick. Shadur, though, if he came out in this class, maybe he goes higher than 5th. I don't know. Say he had an extra year to play again, and it was just the way he put up the numbers he put up the year before. He was part of this class where everyone's looked very bad through the first couple weeks. Could look a little different, but every single one, probably not. But he could maybe be like a top 5 guy in that class if he came out again. I don't know. I don't know where he got to. What quarterback was he off the board this year?
Dude,
He's 6th, I believe.
we're already doing this, man. Like it is September, and we're already doing this. Like,
We're already doing this and losing hope because all the people that we were supposed to be happy about are looking awful in college.
so
And
what
we're
are we
expecting them to
Are we
come
supposed
save
to
us
sit
day
here?
one.
When calendar flips to October, we're gonna sit here and start talking about trading down from these 2 first-round.
You're
picks?
gonna hear it. No,
get more
you're-
first-rounders in 2027.
No, you're-
That's what's getting ready to happen.
We're just gonna build the Monstars
No,
without a
you're-
quarterback.
I was gonna say,
That's
you're
what we
gonna-
did.
no,
Andrew Berry,
we're
like,
not
the
gonna trade
Oklahoma
down.
City Thunder.
You're
dude,
going to
with
see
these-
maybe 2 offensive linemen in the first round, or a lineman in a receiver, a lineman in a safety or a lineman in a corner. Like they're gonna just keep.
They can't do
deferring.
that because like there are two tropes about GMs.
They're gonna
like the
pick
one,
another guy in the 3rd round that's a supercomputer or something, bro. I don't know.
Like the one trope about GMs is like if you act like a fan, you're gonna end up being a fan yourself soon. And the other is that you don't trade for draft picks that you're not even gonna make. And like that is you just cannot. Really, you think they could do that, Nick? There's no world they can push
Trade
back
down,
again, right?
The city would burn. You got to at least pick people, but it might not be a
I don't
quarterback.
care if the quarterback fucking sucks. You
It
gotta take
seriously
someone.
might not be a quarterback.
Caden Proctor, first overall.
All right, this is making me disgusting.
might not be
Yeah,
a
this is
disgustingly
bad,
depressed. Let's
dude.
move on. But
When
before we
they
do that, I
draft
got to tell you
Caleb
about our
Downs and
friends at Garage
Proctor.
Beer. Garage Beer comes in
Jeremiah
two flavors.
Gardens talk.
Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPAs. It's just beer the way you want beer to taste, and that's beer flavored beer. Scan the QR code now or go get their website or visit drinkgaragebeer.com to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Again, that's drinkgaragebeer.com. All right, Jack, you found some interesting stuff about Baker Mayfield courtesy of Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, can you guys give me a more? Maybe it's just been too long. I've been out of the realm of Baker and the Cleveland sports media world. Did MKC and Baker have a pretty big beef at any point in time?
At one point, yeah. I want to say like wasn't
Baker versus everyone? In the
Yeah,
well, we're gonna get to that. Don't
and
worry.
it was at
but-
the end. It was at the absolute bitter end. I think so. I think he took exception. I don't remember
Because I don't
she
think-
released the adult in the room thing. I think that was who broke.
Oh,
it.
no,
she
that
the
was
adult in the
somebody
room?
national.
It was.
Because I don't want to come out and say it's a hit piece because I don't think that's fair to say. But the article Mary Kay released this morning kind of just.
It was. He
Is
said,
it? Can I say it then?
He
Yeah, it's a hit piece. It's a fucking hit piece.
So she was reporting that there was tension between Baker and the Browns, and he said that was when he quote tweeted it and called it clickbait.
Yeah, I just Googled it. I just saw the click.
Yeah. Shout out Google AI for that quick overview.
So MKC comes out and basically maybe she listens to the Factor or any show in Cleveland. She just wants to
she's
dispel
gotta
that
defend
Baker would have worked in
Kevin,
Cleveland at
bro.
any point in time.
Good company woman right now.
So a couple things looking back though that I didn't totally know about, I guess at the time, is do you guys remember this? I like the Baker comment about Myles Garrett going first overall. Like I was not very privy to this whole Baker and Myles beef that happened when they were in Cleveland.
No?
So it goes in here to talk about
in the same draft.
no, they
No,
it was
back-to-back
Baker
first-round
was a year
picks.
after. Yeah, back-to-back first overall picks. So when Myles swung the helmet at Mason Rudolph,
I remember this.
I
Baker
remember
Baker
that.
came out right after the game before
Which was bad.
talking to
bro.
anyone,
Which was
hearing
bad.
anything, and basically completely chastised Myles Garrett for the incident when
Which was
obviously
bad
like
when the racial comments were a thing that he came out with later.
Exactly.
I remember that rift.
so that went down with Myles Garrett.
So
He
Myles
also-
was mad about that.
Myles was mad about that, which
He
is
was
cited in the
initially, but I'm
article.
pretty sure they like publicly said they had worked through that though. I remember people talking about that was Kitchen's year, wasn't it? Odell was still on the team.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh, and we got some just straight Baker and Freddie Kitchens had a toxic relationship, which I think we all could probably assume by this point in time with their time
awful,
together.
I
I think everybody had a
no one
toxic
liked him.
relationship with Freddie Kitchens.
the Odell stuff in here as well. But maybe the biggest one, like I don't think this was totally public before today, and I don't want to go too deep into someone's personal life because they're athletes at the same time or they're humans away from the field, you know. But MKC came out and talked a bit about how Baker and his wife Emily were going through a lot of stuff at the time during that last year in Cleveland, and kind of just like the tumultuous nature of everything spilled over and was just like a massive part of his off the field product. Like he was close to ending up going through a divorce, and he said that he basically had to drop all the way to rock bottom. He said, until my career got stripped down, I was hiding a lot. For me to climb back up, I had to dive into the world. So I don't know. It was really honestly a humanizing piece about Baker for me in a way, because I think, as you guys know, I'm not as big of a Baker guy as you guys are. Like just the way he talked about how he kind of fell into the cycle of being a football player and not like a husband first or a brother or sister or whatever, like to break that eventually and kind of realize that he had to become a better human being to become a better football player. It's kind of a really cool story. And when you're in Cleveland, where the moral and ethical high grounds of your quarterbacks and what they come out and say or have done, like it's not a bad thing to hear about a guy who wanted to make himself better.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. And like for Baker, like the one thing that I can say in the Browns' defense of why things didn't work out, and again, kind of defending Stefanski and Barry just a smidge, is that when Baker arrived, I mean, he showed up in the utmost textbook definition of dysfunction. That was only really probably made worse when they let him have a say in who they hired as their next head coach, and that ultimately wound up to be Freddie Kitchens. You would walk into a local Walgreens and find somebody who had managed more people than what Freddie Kitchens had, but when he accepted that job, you know? So like he was kind of set up to fail from the start in that standpoint of there was nobody for the first 2 years that even came close to teaching him how to be an adult. And then year 3, he has all this success in Kevin's first year in Cleveland, and everybody crowns him and anoints him. And Odell Beckham Jr. gets hurt, and everybody's like, oh, season might be dead. And then the opposite happens. He somehow gets even better without OBJ. And now he really is smelling his own crap and thinks that he's that guy. And we all know how it ends with the injury and the stubbornness to sit down. All of this, though, to be said, it makes me wonder with like some of the challenges now that's revealed that he was having in his personal life and that he wanted to become a better man and then football player. And then pair that with the fact that the Browns were kind of steadily improving. Like the stock arrow on Cleveland football was still up. Like, what if they would have just kept him for that 5th year? Like, couldn't they have gotten somebody in that building to work with him one-on-one? Like, this is not the first time that a rookie quarterback goes into a situation and has some, what do we even want to say, skeletons in the closet, has some bugaboos about him in his personal life and his professional game. Like, you work, good organizations help kids work through this stuff.
So, like, for me, I think her putting that in there is kind of like, I didn't like the insertion of the off the field stuff. I mean, it is obviously a part of his story and his personal life and whatever he believes in. But personally, I believe in God. I believe everything's going to work out how it's supposed to. So Baker was obviously in that plan and in the Lord's plan, he was meant to be in Tampa Bay. And you see how it worked out for him. And I'm happy for him. Regardless, though, however it works in life, you're going to end up where you need to be or you're going to become what you need to be as long as you're following through and always working on yourself. There's no saying that maybe, you know, things look different. Maybe he does get a divorce or something, and that's what drives him to get better and become the man and the football player he wants to do.
Tom Brady special
here. Like, there's no telling, but I think it's unfair to say that he just couldn't have developed at all as a person. It's unfair to say that because you don't know for sure. It will always just be a what if. That's what it is. But the fact is that he did hit rock bottom going through those things, and we saw that he was capable of turning it around. So that doesn't mean it would be impossible for him to have stayed here and to be incapable of turning it around because he's proven that he could do it. It just might have looked different.
And then the last thing on Baker, too, from this article as well. This is just more of a funny one, kind of ended on a little more lighthearted. I totally forgot about him, whatever he said to Duke Johnson about getting off the train.
You're either on this train or you're off it.
And then Duke Johnson tweets out the train crashing.
That was included in there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big thing at the time because, like, that was, and nationally,
but Duke
people said
was
too.
wilding, though, because he was our lead receiver on an 0-16 team and that he wasn't getting as many touches.
As a running back.
He was looking for money. He was looking for money, too. So then, like, it was Baker probably shouldn't have, like, that's kind of a huge unwritten rule in locker rooms in the NFL is you don't talk about another man's money, especially in the midst of something like that, especially when it's somebody in your locker room. And I remember even at that time, Baker had to kind of walk back that statement, and you know, evidently Duke wasn't on the train, and the train did.
Duke was not
crash,
on the train.
so.
Confirmed.
Man, I'm just so sick of the Browns being ass, man. It takes such an emotional toll.
Nobody would care about this Baker stuff. Like this Baker stuff would be water under the bridge. Even if you didn't have a franchise quarterback right now, like even if it was a similar situation like this, if there was some sort of palatable plan, all this stuff would be water under the bridge. But the fact that right now you got Joe Flacco, eventually they're going to turn it over to Dylan Gabriel. But let's be real with ourselves. That's a 3rd round pick. How many of those guys?
Praying. We're throwing coins in a lake.
We
bro.
really
like,
are.
We've proven we can't draft, and we're saying that because we're bad, we're going to just magically pick the guy that's going to fix everything. That's the plan right now, is that we're going to get lucky. That is the plan, the entire plan, and the only plan. And I'm
It's been the plan for 30 years, too, and it has not fucking worked.
Not sold on it, bro.
It's just so
I threw
painful
a
to talk
mission
about them
well.
every
Don't ask me, I'll never
Like,
tell.
I can't imagine just being a fan of a football team that is consistently, like, in big games, consistently in meaningful games, and you just don't have to analyze everything that they do in a shitty way because they actually get things right.
I mean, we've never had it, you know, like we've never had, I think the closest that we had to it was with Baker, ironically, and Kevin in the pandemic. And you were able, like, think about this. The Browns starting left guard missed practice yesterday with a back injury. If he practices today, he'll probably be good to go. But if he doesn't practice today, it's going to be an uphill climb. And with as bad as the run game is, like that's what we should be talking about. In most football cities, in Pittsburgh, they're talking about how do we fix our defense? You know, that's their focus. Here, we're talking about things that don't even really have to do with the games because the problems are so systemic.
How
Like
could we
you have
forget
you have
about
Steelers fans who are think the world's falling because they're 1-1 and their defense doesn't look good. I wish I had those problems. They're talking about firing Mike Tomlin. Bring him over to Cleveland. Could you imagine how nice that would be?
Dude, I would do anything to go 500 every
It's
single
a
year.
lot of
That'd be
perspective.
so sick.
It is a lot of perspective though, because
Well, it
how
is- it's
soon
all
we forget
perspective. It's
how
all
we went to
perspective.
the playoffs and then how painful that those back-to-back the 8-9 and 7-10 seasons were.
Yeah.
It is all about
Insanely painful, but a lot more watchable football. We were tuned in. We were in the hunt. We had things to watch for past week too. It's much better than this. Easily, it's much better than this to just be a team, even if it's 9-8 every year, 10-7. At least you have a chance. We have none, and we watched 2 games. So.
All right, well, speaking of good football teams, the Buffalo Bills play football tonight. It is Thursday night. They take on the Miami Dolphins, 11.5-point favorites. We'll get to our Thursday night football parlay of the day, courtesy of FanDuel. But, Nick, before we do that, tell us all about FanDuel.
Yeah, guys. Football season. Have you heard anything about that? Because it's here. Thursday Night Football is tonight. FanDuel's getting you ready for the NFL season with an offer that you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and then get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. You pick a bet, you bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the FanDuel app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season's here. Only question now is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Must be 21 plus and present here in Ohio. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, Jack, Thursday night. We hit our, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we hit our last Thursday night?
We're undefeated on Thursday Night Football parlays since last week.
Now we
All
get
right,
to
Bills,
bet on
Dolphins.
Josh.
Jack,
Never
take us away, my
forget,
friend.
man.
Here we go. Coming in at plus 798 on the FanDuel Sportsbook with a 50% Thursday Night Football profit boost. Guys, it's time to squish the fish. The Buffalo Bills at home at the Ralph tonight. We're taking a -6.5 in this one. But of course, the Dolphins got to get on the board, so it's a little bit of fun. Devin Achane's going to find the back of the end zone for a touchdown. The people up in Buffalo, no matter if you're in Lancaster, if you're down in Star Point, no matter what side of town you're on, they're going to tell you, hey guys, Josh Allen looks good in shorts. Well, Ryan, guess what? I think he looks better in the back of the fucking end zone. So that's where he's going to go tonight. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown as well. Last but not least, we all know, hey, they're squishing the fish. 31.5 team over for the Buffalo Bills. They are going to blow the shit out of the Miami Dolphins. Once again, Bills -6.5. A-Chain anytime touchdown. Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Buffalo Bills over 31.5. That comes in right around plus 800 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Squish the fish!
You know, the Dolphins are so ass. Tua sucks, man. I should have thrown a pick in there as well for him. I'm probably going to
Mike
do that on my
McDaniel,
parlay.
first head coach to get fired.
I said at the beginning of the season, I
Could it
said I
happen
thought this would be
tomorrow?
Mike McDaniel's.
He looks like he's not
It
even
might happen.
trying
It might happen at
anymore.
halftime.
I think Kevin Stefanski is so annoying in pressers with his monotone bullshit. Holy fuck. Mike McDaniel's sarcasm trying to be witty.
Well, at least
He's
Kevin's
even
himself,
worse.
right?
Yeah.
To Kevin's
Mike
credit, like,
McDaniel,
It is forced,
Mike
bro. It's
McDaniels is
forced.
such a forced nerd.
He's trying to be nonchalant.
And like
He's
when
trying to be
Kevin, like when
Yeah,
Kevin cracks
like the red
jokes,
dress
like
girl.
it gets giggles. Like Kevin handles himself
like,
at the
give
podium.
a fucking serious answer.
Yeah,
like,
but-
Mike,
Glaze.
how
We could
he's
be
like,
better on
well,
offense, maybe
if
we
we
could be-
score more points, we get the win. Like,
Yeah,
I also this
And my
sounds
best
really
obviously
stupid. Like this is
wasn't
a very specific like niche hatred of Mike McDaniel.
such a
But for
tool.
some reason, when his nose gets red when it's like cold outside, like when they're playing Buffalo
when
on
he's
the year,
vaping on the
it
sideline.
pisses me off so much.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
poor Mike McDaniel, man.
No, not poor Mike McDaniel.
He
All
might
right,
be
guys,
after
appreciate everybody tuning in to the Big Factor. This was a depressing ass episode, but well,
was.
when you're a fan
Yeah,
of the Cleveland Browns and
wasn't
you
it?
cover the team, it's often depressed.
And while you watch Thursday Night Football, don't forget Josh Allen wanted to be a Brown. Don't forget about it.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, same people, same time. Until then, peace out and try to enjoy football. Hopefully, make some money on FanDuel. Become fans of other teams for at least the time being, because Browns ain't going nowhere fast. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.